Hi everyone, this is the NJSLA staff training video for the Runnemede School District. Just so you're aware, your building principals will be providing you with testing dates. You can also go to the Runnemede School District website, and under curriculum and instruction, you will see the full span of when we will be testing. This includes not just testing dates, but also dates that students will be able to do makeup testing as well within that testing window. As you can see here, the unit times for ELA. In ELA, for grade 3, there are 2 units at 75 minutes each. In grades 4 through 8, there are 2 units at 90 minutes each. For math, in grades 3 to 8, there's units 1 through 3, and they are 60 minutes each. For algebra, which is only our one section of algebra students in 8th grade, it is 90 minutes. For science, that test will be administered in grade 5 and also grade 8. There are a total of 4 units at 45 minutes each. In order to access Pearson, you would go to pearsonaccessnext.com. Your username is going to be your email address, and your password, if you don't remember, all you need to do is click Forgot Password. You'll type in your email, and then you'll be sent a link to your email address at runnemedeschools.org to reset your password. If you're not able to get access to it, or it's saying that you don't have an account, please let myself or Steve Benora know, so that way we can make sure that you do have access. Only those staff members who will be actively testing students will have a Pearson Access Next account. And you do need to make sure that you can log in prior to testing. This is how you will be able to start the test and also be able to track your students. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. Staff reminders for testing. So before testing starts, students must log out of their Chromebooks. There's an app in the lower corner, and then they can click on the TestNav app. All students will receive a testing ticket. They are not to write on the testing ticket. We try to print these testing tickets out in pink, so that way you know that they have to be collected at the end of each test administration period. You must make a list of absent students in your class each day of testing, and you can put this on in your folder with the testing materials that will be collected each day. If a student goes to the bathroom during testing, they do not receive the time back that they miss when out of the classroom. Of course, there are exceptions if students receive extra time as an accommodation. No electronics are permitted during testing. They must lock all cell phones before testing begins. Staff are not able to help students during testing, but they can redirect them, making sure that they are on task and where they need to be within the test. When a student completes the unit, they are to keep their Chromebook open until the end and wait quietly. They are not able to have other items out on their desk during the testing period. And then also making sure that all testing materials are collected. Once testing is completed, all paper, calculators, all of those items must be collected. All scrap paper should not be thrown out. That will also be collected, and we will discard that afterwards. Teachers should only be on technology to view student status to see where their students are. The full time needs to be given to students. If all students finish early, the class should be waiting quietly until time is up. Chromebooks should remain available, and students should be encouraged to check their work. All student Chromebooks should remain open at all times, even after they finish the test. Teachers should be circulating throughout the classroom and encouraging but not giving answers for students to do their best. During non-testing days, students will spend testing time doing independent study or study halls, and then all instructional materials must be covered or taken down prior to testing. School and student supplied materials. Student test tickets, blank scratch paper, graph, lined or unlined paper, calculators as required by the test. Before giving a calculator, please make sure it's an accommodation or that it actually states that it is permitted during the testing period of the assessment that's being given. Mathematics tools as required by the test. Materials specified by the accommodations, headphones, dictionaries, a timing device, flip chart or board to post the time. Make sure it's visible to the hallway. So wherever you're posting the time, as far as what section and how much time the students have and what time the test will be done, please make sure that that can be seen from the door. So that way no one has to enter your classroom to know when your assessment will be done. And then also a door sign, testing do not disturb, that will be provided to each classroom. Please make sure that that's posted once testing begins. Calculators are permitted only on calculator sections unless otherwise stated by an accommodation. A CBT is calculated on CBT is a calculator-based test, meaning the calculator is automatically provided within the computer. The student will be able to click on a button and a calculator will pop up on those sections. Students can request to have a handheld calculator as well. All handheld calculators must meet grade or course specific calculator requirements. The memory manuals and reference sheets must be removed from calculators. In grade 3 to 5, it's a 4-function calculator, and that's with accommodation only. In grade 6 to 7, it's a 4-function calculator with the square root key. In grade 8, it's scientific, and the algebra group can use a graphing calculator on specified sections. Reference sheets are available in a tab called Exhibits. Please make sure that students know that there is a tab stated called Exhibits and that they know that those are reference sheets that they can use to help them when answering math questions. It's required for Algebra 1. There's one section of 8th grade. Required for grades 5 through 8 mathematics. It does not apply in grades 3 and 4. Students must have prior instructional exposure. So oftentimes, many of you have already provided your students with exposure to these as students have been working on practice problems and preparing for the upcoming assessment. Rulers and protractors, required tools and test nav. Grade 3, it would be a 1/4 inch ruler. Grade 4 through 7, it's a 1/8 inch ruler and a protractor. Grade 8, it's a 1/8 inch ruler that includes centimeters also. The protractor is not anything in red is allowed, but not provided. So protractor is allowed for grade 8, but it's not needed. And then in algebra, a ruler and protractor would be allowed, but not provided. Daily reminders for students during testing. They should be coming to school with a charged Chromebook and headphones, get a good night's sleep, eat a good breakfast. All cell phones and Apple Watches must be put into the lockers during testing, and to take your time and do your best on testing. District and school test coordinators. This is really important to make sure that if you have any questions or issues, that you are directing them directly to the school test coordinator. So for Bingham and Downing, that would be Jade Yezzi and Kristen Callahan. For Vols, it would be Steve Maloney, Dana Mangino, and Casey Dietz. District test coordinators would be myself and also Mark Iannucci. Any and all issues must be reported to the school and district test coordinator immediately. Issues should not be discussed with other staff members or students. Technology support would be Steve Benor or Jeanette Schiraldi. If you have any questions, please let us know. And please make sure that you contact us first. If there's a testing problem, you should not be speaking of those problems with other people, as that then adds to that investigative piece. Testing resources. Many of these have been emailed out already. However, you will be getting more and more as we lead up to testing. But it would be the prep schedules for those who are missing their preps, classroom rosters, accommodation lists, which show IEP and 504 accommodations, test schedules for all grade levels, the testing manual, which is available in Pearson. You can also click on the link here, and I have the PDF available for you. The security sign-off, which at the end of this presentation, you will be doing a Google form to show that you have read the security sign-off, you've gone through this presentation, and that you don't have any questions. And then Steve Benor has put together a link with all of the resources that have been emailed out and provided to staff members. And as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let any of us know. Steve has created 2 videos, one on how students should log into TestNav and what they would need to do in order to get into that TestNav kiosk mode. Next up is also how teachers can monitor students through Pearson Access Next in TestNav. So you can see where students are. You can see if a Chromebook is going to be dying. You can see if a student gets locked out of their test, how to unlock that test so they can continue working. The final one is, this is the end of the presentation. So this is the end of the training. What you will need to do is you will be provided with a link in the email that's sent to you that you must complete, showing that not only have you read received the NJSLA training via this presentation, but you've also received the document which lists all of the information you need to know, saying that you're signing off and you're in agreement with. And then you will do the Google form, which will act as your signature to that. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know or reach out to me directly. Have a great day.